Hi guys, John with you. Just finishing my cup of tea. It's a Monday, so therefore it's bum time. It's bum time here at the John Moore Studios. John Moore Studios. That's a laugh. So anyway, what have we got? It's Monday. It's bum day. It's bench update Monday time. So, what has John been up to? Well, I've had a weird old kind of week. I've been sick on and off. Just little things, nothing major, nothing to worry yourselves about. I've had a bit of a chest infection. I've had an eye infection at one stage, and on top of that, I think I'm getting a cold now for a finish or a flu or something. I got a bit of the sniffles. So I'm sort of, if I was a horse, I'd be put down long ago. So good job I'm a human. So we're still fighting fit, shall we say. So, what has John been up to? What has John got done? In the last week, if you remember last week, I was almost at the finishing stage of the T90. So, we'll get the T90 out, and there we go. We finished the T90. Put it on an old base. Steve Mottram asked me how I make this base. It's made from foam card stuff. It's got you pick it up in art suppliers. It's used for backing for photographers. They use it. You can get it with a kind of a hard or kind of a paper backing. You can get a kind of a hard plastic backing or a paper backing. The hard plastic backing is obviously dearer than the paper backing, cardboard papery backing stuff. I use the black stuff, which is a kind of a paper backing. If you watch some of my older videos, you've seen me using this stuff quite a lot. I've used it in a couple of buildings and things, and it does the job. Foam board, I think, is exactly what it's called. So you have to excuse the colours because for some weird reason you can see it in my hands. My hands aren't actually that colour. The redness isn't as red as it is. Thank God. But bearing in mind and taking that into account. Oh, excuse me. I should be put down. But bearing that in mind about the colours, lads. What do you think? I think it came out absolutely freaking fantastic. I really am. I'm really impressed with it. I'm definitely impressed with it. There's a nice look at that foam board, as you can see what it kind of is. Like I said, this is only just a cheap old base that I just put up together. It's a bit of chipboard with a foam board thing on it and just basic shapes. Because it was in an Arabic house. I did this originally for an Africa Corps diorama, if you remember it, with little Panzer II and the four chaps running around. So that's the T90 from Zvezda. Lovely kit, and it came out quite well, and I'm really chuffed with how that finished. So also I've been working on as some of you may know, I'm entering a very small modelling competition run here. It's run here every year. And it's actually part of the game convention, if you know what I mean. It's just sort of a sideline onto the convention, and purely the only reason it's there is because the shop called The Gathering that run this convention, this gamers convention, they also sell model kits, and I suppose they'd be alienating a percentage of their customer base if they didn't put in the model kits into the thing as well. So they have a small modelling and painting competition as part of this. So for that, I have decided to enter two pieces. One of them is, if you remember, it was the burnt out Iraqi T55. I'm bringing that, and I'm also bringing this, which is Me Tiger 1 on this base, which Simon Kemp lovely gave me. It was all nicely polished the whole way over. When I put the tank on, I said, yeah, that looks perfect. But the top just needed something. I played around with loads of different ideas. I played around with putting a disc of plaster and laying the thing into the plaster, and vignette type style. So I decided against that. And then I said, I'm just sitting here one night. How about just flat black at the top, keep the sides shiny, and then put the top on. So I'm going with that. Also, I'll be going to a local jeweller's, and I'm getting a little plaque. When you get a trophy or whatever, it's got a little brass plaque with engraved on it. I'm just getting engraved Tiger 1 on it. So, like as I said, people put the old colours, because that tiger doesn't look as red as it is. A lot of you have seen it already in its true glory. Let's have a nice close-up look at it. Yeah, the colours look better there, and just the closer up you get to it, you can see it. She's nicely damaged and stuff. So I'm happy with that, even with the cowboy with it. So that's the Tiger 1. I'm bringing her out, and I'm bringing the Iraqi T55. So that's some of the stuff that I've been working on. Well, not really so with the T55, because I didn't do anything to that, but I just did the base for that one. So that's some of what I've been up to. Also, if you remember last week, Simon gave me this lovely truck. Yes, Simon gave me a lovely truck, and you know me and trucks. And I got started on it. I mark off what I've done in green, and what I have to do later. Like, I will skip that stage. I give it a mark. I give it a quick mark of pink. It's just the only colour that I had, and that's as far as I've gone. I've gone as far as step 6. I'm skipping step 5 because it's the exhaust, and if you go making the exhaust, it's an awkward old piece. It's flimsy. It doesn't go on till a very, very late stage in the assembly. It's just you're building up all the sub assemblies first. And in chatting away with Simon, he said, "Yeah, leave it until you're actually fitting it before you actually make it, because it's awkward and you get fit. All it takes is just the slightest little turn that's wrong, and it don't fit. So I leave the making of that till later." So I started on that anyway, and that's one thing I started on. Yeah. Then during the week, I was waiting for a delivery from a delivery of models, basically. And well, not models, it making it sound. I had 2 ordered, but I had a load of paint ordered as well. And for some reason, it just took longer than it has ever taken before. It took over a week to come from England, which is very unusual, very, very unusual. And I'm doing I've started work on the Japanese Type 1 self-propelled gun with 6 figures. It's from Tamiya. It's a great little kit, actually. It's an old kit. Kit number is 331. It's marked as a 2013 kit, but it's not. It's an old kit. It's an older kit than that. Like I said, it's 35331 is the number on it, and I made a start on that, and I've got the wheels done, and there's little suspension bogies in there as well. Oopsie daisy, hey! Right, there's 4 of these little bogies, the wheels turn and everything else. They're quite nice. There's 4 of them. There's 4 loose wheels, 2 idlers and 2 drive sprockets, and then you had all this little stuff here on the side, some springs and things to attach and stuff. They're all on as well. So I've well stuck into that. That's for Matt Hill's group build. Matt's doing a group build on Pacific during World War II, Pacific Theatre, anything to do both sides with the Pacific Theatre. Could you hold on 2 seconds? I'll just pause this and I'll be back to you in 2 seconds. Sorry about that. I had to answer the door there, as you probably have heard. Tap, tap, tap. But anyway, where was I? Yes, the Japanese Type 1 self-propelled gun. That's for Mr. Matt Hill's group build on the Pacific. I'm going to try and do something similar to the box art as the die off for us. So you got the sort of jungle in the background with little a path running up, and the gun on the path, and the chaps running along the side of it. So that's my proposed idea for Mr. Matt Hill's golf war group on the Pacific Theatre. So what else have I got? Well, that's all I've been working on. Sure. So that's really all I've got for work-wise. What I got in, I got in that Type 1 self-propelled gun. I got a load of Tamiya paints. That's only some of them. I got 15 of them in total, which stocked me back up to sufficient levels, shall we say. And I also got another kit. I got this one, an old Zavez kit. Yep, me and me old cheap kits. I love the cheap kits, don't I? This is a Zavez kit. It's T3476, and it's the 1942 model. 1/35 scale, of course, and it's kit number 3535. And just a quick look. I won't do an unboxing of it yet. I will wait until I'm actually doing the kit for the unboxing. As you see, everything is still in its bags. So there's big bag of bits. Indilink, look at that, Indilink independent suspensioned 4-piece rubber, rubberized, vulcanized, steel etched, photocopied, totally enhanced tracks. Right, and we get our instructions and some decalies. Okay, we got our decalies there. And there we go. So there we go. We have a nice T3476. 76 means it's got a 76mm shooty thing here on the top of it. And being the early model as opposed to the later model, it's got the big one piece hatch, the big hatch, rather than the independent separate hatches. So that's what I have purchased. Paints, 2 kits, waiting for ages to get them. Like I said, I stocked up on Tamiya tape and glue and a few other little bits and pieces like we all do. And they actually take up some quite amount of money, I must say. All the little bits and pieces, they all add up, don't they? So, what's left for John to do for today? That basically covers everything, lads. Something I forgot to show last week, but loads of people have already shown this very, very publication. I got the book, the tank book, and I got Simon one as well. Absolutely excellent book. I actually picked this one up in the in a shop. It cost me about, I think it was €25 in the shop, and I came home. I was actually going to post this to Simon, and I priced it for postage. The postage was going to cost me €8 to send this to Simon. So I said that's lovely anyway, because it's a nice present. I wanted to repay Simon for lots of little bits and pieces that he's done. Simon has given me lots of other little bits and pieces and helped me out lots and lots of ways that I haven't divulged, shall we say, on YouTube. And I was going to send him this book. And then my good wife herself said, have a look on Amazon. You might even get it for cheaper than it's going to cost you to send it. And I looked up, and lo and behold, there I found it on Amazon with free shipping to the UK for the same price that it was going to cost me to send this book to England. So it would have been fair stupid for me then to go off and get this book and send it to England when I could have got one on Amazon and sent it to Simon. So I sent Simon that one, and then I got to keep this one. So I got an unexpected present for myself. I wasn't intending to get that, but it's an absolutely fabulous book. Simon did a nice little flick through on it, and every now and then, so when I'm chatting away with Simon in the evenings, you can see when there's a lull, Simon's out with the book and he's flicking through it, educating himself on tanks and tank type stuff. So all that's left really is the B.U.M chocolate. This week's B.U.M chocolate, as suggested by one of my subscribers, Whisper. There you go. That's this week's B.U.M chocolate, lads. A Cadbury Whisper. Tasty, bubbly, light. And I have checked, and it's not good for diabetics, so I do apologise, Simon. One of these days I'll go off and I'll get you a bar of special diabetic chocolate, sugar-free, taste-free, and God knows what else free. So anyway, lads, that's my update. That's this week's B.U.M. Hope you were slightly entertained. Right. I'll catch you up during the week, lads. I'll be more than likely doing an update on the Japan Type 1 self-propelled gun. And if I get any further, I will let you know. So, until then, that's about it from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And please, hit the like button. Give us the old thumbs up, and so I can see, like I said, an indication as to how I'm doing. So, until, as I said, until I get back onto you with the next update or whatever I do, this is John signing off. And don't forget, go out and buy yourself a kit. Any kit at all. Build it and enjoy it. This is John signing off and saying, have a nice week, lads.